Hello, good morning. It's Tuesday, the 1st of September. I don't even know what day it is. Oh my goodness. The 1st of September. I can't believe that we've hit September. Do any of you feel like it was just Christmas? Yeah, I honestly feel like it was just February. Yeah, the days, the hours, they are flying by, but yet they seem to be crawling at the same time. And I don't know if you feel the same way, but sorry I'm a little late. Yeah, everyone's best laid plans don't usually pan out. And I am trying to establish a new routine. I tell you, this homeschool thing is just totally throwing me off. I don't know about you, but either every day feels the same or I just can't get myself around a new rhythm. And so I'm really working on that. I had all really good plans this morning to get up early and to do all these things, wake up my kids before school started, and I just failed at all of them. Yeah, I decided to, get up, not do my live in my jammies like I have been doing for the last couple of months. So yes, I actually put clothes on for you today, and I even took a shower, and my hair's not wet. So, yes, I've big plans for today, but it all starts right here with you and hanging out and seeing how you all are doing. So thank you so much for joining me. I see all you guys jumping on. Thank you so much. Grace just asked what grades my kids are in. I will remind you again. I have oh my goodness, Toby's going to be 16 in a month here. Wow. A month from tomorrow, my oldest will turn 16. He's a sophomore in high school. And then I also have a 13-year-old daughter. She's in the 8th grade. So I've got an 8th grader and a 10th grader. And, I cannot complain at all. They are so self-sufficient. I really don't have to do anything, but they're just here. And so that just throws me off. I like getting in the car and driving them to school and dropping them off. I'm going, okay, what's my day have for me? I just like that routine. And so I'm trying to establish a routine. I don't know if you guys are having the same challenges as me. But yeah, so that's me. I will say that I have been hanging out with you guys every week. My goodness, I was trying to look back, and I believe it was November of 2018. It was Thanksgiving Day, and that was my very first live video. And I have been doing that every week. Well, there have been a few weeks that have not happened. Yes, of course. But pretty much every week since then. I think it's 2018. I was trying to look back. Yes, so fun. So I was just in the last couple of weeks, just pondering okay, so what am I doing? What's the routine of this, and how am I going to keep going without just showing up every week and being I wonder what I'm going to talk about. Because sometimes it feels like that way, and I just, off the cuff is fun, and I totally am, that's my jam. But I also want to have some structure so I know kind of what I'm bringing to you on a certain day. So I talked about it last week. We're going to start from the very beginning of my devotional, but I'm really going to try to just share with you guys more stories than what are in there, because I love stories, and I know you guys probably do too. So I'm just going to try to do that. So today we're starting from the very beginning, and I'm excited because I've never read this to you before from the very beginning. And I've never read the intro to you before, I don't believe. So you're going to get a little window into my living room, which is where I am right now. It's really gloomy and overcast today. So it's not sunny in here at all, but that's okay. So I'm going to start with this and then maybe get into another story. So we are starting from the very beginning, and I'll even read the dedication to you because the dedication is really important to me. This book was dedicated in memory of Laura Ingalls Wilder for the story she told and her faith in God. And I think that Laura Ingalls Wilder was a storyteller. I love that about her. And I love that I share my faith in God with her. And her stories inspire me to live better, to love better, and to be the person I think that God created me to be. So, Laura Ingalls Wilder, this is dedicated to you. All right. So, and I was going to say that I was thinking about it. There are 90, how many chapters are there? 91 chapters. Isn't that the weirdest thing? I'll tell you this story. I'll start this off with a story. All right. There's 91 chapters. So what happened to this book was there were 100. I had 100 of these. And then when they put it all together, like spacing and all these little cutesy little things, well, they didn't have enough room for all 100 because of the pictures in it and all those things. So basically, I had a choice. I could either choose to cut out 9 devotions or get rid of every single scriptural reference in the whole book. So I chose to ditch 9 stories because I just feel like the verses in here are just how you attach this story to truth and the Bible. So that's what happened. So there's 91 in here. We'll count 92 if you count this opening chapter, and maybe even 93 because I will probably read the acknowledgments at the very end, which I will cry my way through. But I just thought, wow, 93 weeks would take me, that's almost 2 years from now. So I'm hoping that by the time I'm done reading this book to you all the way through, that maybe I'll have another book published by that time, because it does take a really long time. So anyway, there's a story about why there's 91, which seems really weird. And even I always read out of my advanced copy version. I don't know why. I've had this thing forever. It doesn't creak when I open it anyway. But the original cover even said 100 devotions on it. You'll see it. And then you open it up and there's only 91. So anyway, there's the goal. Maybe by the time I'm done with this, there'll be another book coming out. I'm working really hard, so we'll see. But anyway, here we go. The opening intro chapter is called Welcome to My Little House. Hold on, let me get a drink really fast so I don't. Okay, welcome to my little house. My family's favorite gathering place is the hand-me-down couch filled with colorful pillows in our living room, a brimming bookcase along one side, and a white mantled fireplace on the other. There's the white mantled fireplace. On the top shelf of the corner hutch sits a framed photo of my twin sister, Brenda, and me. We are snuggled on Michael Lannon's lap. Pa is playfully grinning as though he's the luckiest man on earth. Whenever I look at that photo, I grin too. At 8 months old, Brenda and I were cast as Baby Grace, Charles Ingalls' youngest daughter, for the television series Little House on the Prairie. The 4 seasons we spent as Baby Grace turned our lives right side up. Although too young to grasp our good fortune, we have since come to realize that we are the lucky ones. Blessed to have been part of a television family that modeled for us what a real family can be. I think you guys all agree that the Ingalls family, they showed us what kind of families we could be, right? How we could love and accept and just forgive, right? Anyway, side note. I don't know if your parents watched Little House with you the way mine did, but it was a tradition I carried on when I became a parent. When my daughter began kindergarten, the Ingalls family entertained us every Monday night. With each episode, I gleaned nuggets of wisdom from Charles and Carolyn, and even from the unlikely character of Nellie Oleson. There's your shout out, Allison. Many of the relationship and faith connections I had missed when watching as a child now jumped out at me as an adult. I saw relevant lessons for today, and the episodes became opportunities for family discussions. One night, as all of us crowded onto the couch watching a favorite Little House episode, my husband suggested that I write a devotional built on the show's themes. Although it sounded like a great idea, I didn't have the confidence to try. Growing up in a broken home and being the younger twin, I struggled with self-doubt. A devotional sounded like a task too great for me to attempt. Years of joy and heartache went by, both for our family and for the Ingalls. As we watched the Ingalls family overcome challenges week after week, I noticed how universal and timeless the themes were. We all struggle with loneliness, illness, setbacks, and loss. I had been diagnosed with a brain tumor and was dealing with insecurity, grief, and the unknowns of brain surgery. My family's challenges were no different from those of the Ingalls family. Just as Little House encouraged us, I could encourage others. If I paid heed to Pa, that is. All you can do is try, he'd said. This devotional is the result of doing just that. First airing in 1974 and running for 9 seasons, the television series was based on Laura Ingalls Wilder's children's books. Wilder charmed the world with her delightful stories of growing up as a pioneer girl. Although her stories are not all happy, they do encourage and inspire. Underlying her adventures is a strong faith in a good God, faith to which the television series stayed true. Within these pages are stories of joy and heartache, fear and triumph, doubt and strength. Each story a testament of faith that helped the Ingalls family and our family navigate life's challenges. I invite you to gather your family on the couch and join me, or your doggy, and join me as we step into the world of the Ingalls and into a closer walk with God. There you go. That's the first chapter. Ah. So I will say that since I wrote this book, so there used to be this corner hutch over in that corner over there. And I had my Little House shelf, and I had all my Little House things on it, all the things from special fans to whatever, all these little thingies. My book with all the autographs in it from when I was a little girl, and this picture, which I talk about, and this picture I just love, and I'm going to share that with you. But that corner hutch isn't there anymore because we rearranged the living room. Well, actually, it started when our neighbors actually said, we're getting rid of our TV. Do you want a bigger TV? Because we had this little tiny TV in this little tiny, we have this built in, and it's so small. The only TV that can fit in it is really little. And we're not really a TV family. We don't have cable and all of that. So it kind of started with that, well, how do we do this? And so if we brought the big TV over, we would need to move the hutch, and we were redoing Reagan's room, and her room is so adorable. And so the hutch went into Reagan's room, and it's so cute in there. It's one of my favorite pieces of furniture, and I've lost it to my daughter. Anyway, so it moved, and all of my Little House stuff does not have a home, and I'm still trying to find a home for it. But, and this was happening right in the middle of quarantine. So it was kind of perfect. All of a sudden we have this ginormous TV compared to what we had. We had a little I don't know, maybe a little bit bigger than a computer screen, maybe 18. I don't even know. How do you measure it across the whatever. Anyway, it was pretty small. And they have this big, like, I don't know, 52-inch or this big monster. It looks like a monster to me. I don't know. We don't have a big TV. So we brought it over and kind of rigged it up with a old little antique cart that I had in the garage, and we just made it work, and we just reconfigured everything. It looks a little strange, but you know, all of a sudden we're like watching soccer games on YouTube and doing movie nights, and it felt more like what we needed it to be for this time. So my hutch is gone. My little house stuff does not have a home, and I'm trying to find that. But this is the picture that was always on that shelf, and I'll tell you, if you can see it, it's just adorable. I'm the one snuggling him right here, and this is Brenda here. This picture sat in my grandparents' bedroom for, I don't even remember how long. This frame my grandpa actually made. It's like a handmade frame that's like stapled on the sides. It just has like nails holding it in. Anyway, it's almost falling apart. But this frame sat in my grandparents' bedroom. And if you remember, my grandmother's the one who basically got us the job. She's was friends with Sue McRae. And so when the show was over, this picture was taken on set. My mom took this picture on set. One of the last times we were out on location. And there was two pictures. There's one where we're all looking at the camera, and then there's this little snuggly one. So this snuggly one was always in my grandparents' bedroom. And I remember being like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9. And I have to explain this to you because my grandma was this very like super fun but perfectionist woman who had like white wall-to-wall carpet, and every room was just like perfectly intact. And we didn't like explore her house. Like that wasn't part of what we did. We had like a room where we usually hung out in, and unless we were going to the restroom, which was just down the hall, there was no reason to go into any of the other rooms in the house. We always, if we were staying the weekend or the whatever, we had a certain room where we would be. But my grandparents' bedroom was not a room that we would necessarily go hang out in very often. But this picture was sitting on her dresser in there, on their dresser in there. And I just have this memory of kind of like going to the restroom and then just kind of sneaking in that room and just being mesmerized by this picture. Just what this is like, completely unbelievable that this could be me, you know? So when my grandfather, he died of leukemia, and I was about 17 years old, and he died of leukemia. And then, gosh, how much longer? Maybe 5 years later, my grandmother, she died in a car crash. She was with a bunch of friends. They were on the way up in the mountains. The car drove off the road, and everyone in the car died instantly. And so that was, I was, 19? Okay, so it was only a couple years later, maybe 3 years later. And I remember we were at her house, and we kind of went through everything like, okay, here's all the pictures. What does everybody want? Like, you know what I mean? And here's all the whatever. And we would just kind of like went through and go, oh, I would really love to have that. And like, this was my thing at the beginning. Like, I don't want anything. I just want that picture. And Grace just asked about if Brenda has that picture too, and she doesn't. So there's another picture that they had in their house, and I'm trying to think if I have that somewhere. It was framed in a silver oval frame, And it was a picture of us, one of our agent pictures, and we're all dolled up. And it's us with our heads together. And that's the one that she got, because that was around too. And I don't know where that was exactly, but we each got one. And this was the one that I picked. And I just love this picture. So there's a little story about this like is just a reminder to me of like, wow, what that part of my life was like. And honestly, I just think how amazing that I get to share it with you guys. So there you go. That's what it is. Yes, we are going to move on to chapter 1 tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week. So tune in. And if you want to get out your book and follow along with me, you can. I know many of you, almost all of you, have this book. Anyway, if not, go order it. You can get it wherever books are sold, or go check out my Etsy page and I can get you a signed copy. So there you have it. That's today. I don't know the rest of my day. I've got a whole plan for the day. So we'll see how I do. And I'm hoping that you have a really great day and that you are finding some kind of routine. And good luck with that, because I know it's not the easiest thing to do. But anyway, love you guys. See you next week and take care. All right, bye.